Hey, my friends, it's your friend Kevin here with today's Divine Daily Blast. I hope you're well. Thanks so much for joining me and us and all of the world. Let's get right to the cards and the numbers and the moon and all of this good stuff. No jumpers from the fairies this morning, but that's okay. We're in an angel numerology number 5 day today. That is all about change. Change coming, well, and bear in mind that the angel numerology number 5 comes up repeatedly like the other numbers do. So if you've got a tarot deck handy and you're into tarot, think about the awakening card, think about the tower card. Awakening is also about hangman. Looking at things in a very different way. Use Archangel Michael, Archangel Uriel, and Archangel Gabriel for your guidance today to navigate any changes that are going on. It's adventurous energy, it's dynamic energy, it's spiritual, sensual energy, a time to invoke your curiosity and be a visionary in your own life. Let me see if there's anything else I can cover about the number 5. I kind of like the number 5. It's sort of, I'm one of those odd people that while I kind of like even numbers to create the balance and the good foundations, but it's always a lovely dynamic when you pop in an odd number. For example, I think there's something magical about 3s. I think there's something really interesting and adventurous about 5s. I think there's something fortuitous and unleashing about a 7, like the magical number 7, and the same with the 9. The 9 brings up sort of like, it has a different dimension to it. So the number 5 talks about embracing freedom and a call to break free from routines, restrictions, and anything that makes you feel stuck or uninspired. I think number 5 being adventurous is like pulling the wool out from underneath you, or pulling the wool over your eyes, or lifting up the veil, or seeing things in a new perspective. And sometimes these shifts happen when we don't expect it. Moving on. My isms. I'm unlimited in all ways and all things, in all directions of time and space. There is nothing I can't accomplish, nothing I can't do. That's what this invokes in me. I'm letting go of unwanted emotional patterns. They don't get me anywhere. I'm making room for the healing and better vibrational energy, lifting it up, opening it up, bouncing it up. You know, we are a species, humans, that are all about expansion and growth, all about adventures. We don't do things by halves. We do things in great strides. You know, we've got the World Olympics going on, and more emphasis has been placed on figure skating than ever before. And also the other winter sports. If you go back even 20 years ago and you look at what figure skaters and athletes were doing then, in the last 20 years, those humans have surpassed all of those targets. They're now doing things that were physically, or at least that they're breaking the laws of physics, if you will, with the human body, doing things beyond what we did before. That's evolution. That's what we do. And I think if those folks did not see things in a new and different way, I would believe that the human construct, the human consciousness, our humanity would stay stuck. I had a lovely, delightful conversation with my dear father yesterday. The man is 89, or about to be 88. He loves his garden, he loves the earth, he loves getting outside, he likes it. But of course the southwest part of England is soggy, it's underwater, it's a lot of flooding, so he couldn't get out there. But we had a delightful conversation about how things have changed, how people have changed, how technology has changed. And he was saying how young parents in England are entertaining their children while they're on their telephones, in their devices. Now, that's just his opinion of things. I don't think that applies to every parent, so I'm not bashing parents. However, my question back to my father was, I wonder if all that technology was available when we were younger, if we would not have done it as well. So it's, in other words, saying, yes, technology and the habits of people have changed dramatically. And I'm really at the point in my life thinking, I like it now at the stage that I'm at. I'm also appreciating a time when all of that wasn't happening. I mean, you go back to some of these classic war type, World War II type of images, or in history, they didn't have microwaves. They didn't have, well, even television. World War II was all the wireless. So knowing that that existed when I was a little boy, and not, I mean, I think I might have been probably, I don't know, not very old when they had the first black and white television. And this is maybe mid to late 60s. And back then, people couldn't afford to go buy a television. You had to rent them. Every week you'd pay your rent for your TV, or they came and got it. Quite wild. Nowadays, of course, you can do it on your phone. Anyway, I digress. I am in deliberate creation mode. Keep creating. When you create anything, whether it's cooking, whether it is drawing, writing, painting, anything, your mind, your consciousness, your vibration lifts and opens and becomes something else. You are literally changing the vibration of yourself. Unwanted emotional patterns can be let go of in creativity, making room for healing and better vibrational energy, all done through creativity. Where's the moon today? Let's have a look at that. The moon is in Aries, fire sign, first sign of the zodiac, and Saturn and Neptune are meeting for the very first time in decades. So give your thought to how you can turn your dreams into reality, manifesting what you want. Tune into the Aries moon and make some big, 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 big decisions. When I say big decisions, the bigger the better. What are the big decisions you want to make? How are you going to make them? Message from Archangel Raphael, who's also here, but also on the Angel Affirmation deck. This is a deck by Radley Valentine. As a vibrational matchmaker, I can draw deeply powerful relationships into your life, both romantic and platonic. I'm worthy of unconditional love, and I open my heart to love's infinite possibilities. Love's infinite possibility. What does that look like for you? Unconditional love, what does it look like? For me, I get the example from dogs, cats, animals. Just, they trust. Archangel Raphael's been with us all week long. Trust your spiritual vision, particularly today on this Aries moon. Lakshmi and Ganesh, they're with us all week long. One is removing the obstacles, while the other one is bringing us health, wealth, and happiness. These are gifts from the gods. So for Louise Hay's daily affirmation, I go to sleep at night feeling great contentment. I am at peace. This is such a lovely image of the polar bears. A mama with her cub. Interesting. All right, let us go over to this card, which is the tarot card I pulled last Sunday for the whole week. Now, this happens to be the 10 of Swords. And in this image, we see our subject kind of almost in the fetal position, but basically has the angel wings behind them. And then these 10 of Swords coming down, the sun symbol, there's a lot going on. The Gemini symbol, this little symbol right here is the Gemini symbol on here. This is also a little nod to the Fool card, because you see the little Fool's cap right there on this particular deck. So this can talk about the miraculous power that our thoughts can help us reach, whether it's the highest of heights or the lowest of lows. But they can also take us into imaginary modes. So our 10 of Swords is what we hold most dear, a spark of humor, humanity, represented by this Fool's cap. And I'd say that this card, 10 of Swords, for me today, with all this other energy, is deep contemplation. If you think that you're going through a nightmare, which the 10 of Swords in traditional tarot can sometimes represent, I think it's a time to lift up your heart higher. Things are not as bad as what you think they are. Things are not as dramatic as you think they are. So in astrology, with the Sun and Gemini on this card, it's like we see the end result of the ego consciousness. The Sun representing the Buddhist's monkey mind, the chatter, the endless and obsessiveness. Gemini being that pure perception being obscured, because you see that the swords are really not penetrating this person. It's just energetic. Do you have the blues and the blahs, or do you have the, oh look, it's got to be, if it's not fabulous, it's not fun. We have to be creative. The winged angel in this card is seemingly exhausted and spent. So what I'm really going to say here, take the monkey mind and do something else with it. Do something creative and artistic and expansive and vibrationally lifted with your thoughts. If you are thinking and projecting all of this heaviness, the world wants you to think that it's all terrible and we're all whatever, doomed and gloomed. No. That's not right. Turn off your television. Who cares what's happening? I mean, we should care if people are being marginalized, if people are being abused, if people are being treated poorly. That we should really truly care about. I'm not saying become oblivious to it, because there are atrocities that are affecting so many people. But at some point, if you didn't contribute to it, if you weren't responsible for those things happening, how are you able to, you can have compassion, yes, you can have love in your heart and hope that they get the strength and the courage to move through it. However, I don't know, if we weren't the cause of it, we can be responsible for lifting the vibration of the earth, for asking the angels and the guardians of those people that were victims to come forward. Yes, for sure. I'm all about that. The walk and the march for peace that those Buddhist monks did a couple of weeks ago. Fantastic. That kind of thing. Going and praying for the highest good of all. Perfect. Fantastic. However, dwelling on it, taking on the burden of it, loading your mind with, oh my gosh, how many more awful things can happen? Yeah, no, not so much. We are all going through an evolution of the mind. We're going through an evolution of the body. And we are most assuredly going through an evolution of our soul and spirit, our life purpose, our intuitiveness. We are being shown our unconditional love. We are lifting our vibrations up higher. Fairies, you are all on today. Give me a card that can lift us higher. Here we go. Prosperity. Okay, this reminds me of her sister, Ganesh, and the card of prosperity. That's where I think our mind needs to be. You see how the 10 of Swords, if you're not thinking prosperously, you're not on the right track. You're not tuning into the right radio station. What am I missing about the fairy of prosperity? Let's see if we have anything here. I'm going to look at these notes. Let's see. We got peace, playfulness, prosperity. There we go. Here's the definition of this fairy queen of prosperity: infinite possibility. She says that life is a cornucopia of goodness. Declare your prosperity in your own life. Declare the prosperity that you've got and believe that you wholeheartedly deserve to have it. Remind yourself that generosity is everywhere. Affluence is everywhere. Abundance is everywhere. Share and give in the full knowledge that it flows like the waterfall. It flows like the ocean. It flows like the river. It is a flow. We were born abundant and prosperous just by being here. It's our natural state of being. And prosperity is an energy. It's not just a thought away. So I would say if you have a deck like this, pull prosperity out and then pull success out, or use prosperity and success together. That's it. I am prosperous and successful in everything that I do. With that said, I'll let you go. I'll see you tomorrow. Big love to all of you. Prosperous, successful, all of it. Bye for now, babies.